This is a Planet Vero production for Evergreen Media. And now it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hi, and welcome to On the Spot with EGM. I'm your host, Jesse Krisky. Joining us today is the founder of Baby Girl Horse Rescue and Veteran Therapy Ranch, Van DeMars. Hey, Van, how are you?
I'm doing good.
All right, good to have you here. Now, the Baby Girl Horse Rescue and Veteran Therapy Ranch, first of all, that's an interesting name. Where does the baby girl part come from?
Now, the baby girl was the name of a little horse that we never met, but she was responsible for us creating the entire organization. It was a small 18-month-old horse years ago that passed away due to severe neglect, and we had been contacted. But back then we were only doing cats and dogs, and we didn't have any knowledge of horses or anything. Later on, I found out that she had died, and it affected me so much that I started a division of horses in our regular cat and dog organization, which used to be the SPCA of Indian River County. And I asked the lady who had tried to save the little horse, what was the horse's name? And she said, we just called her Baby Girl. And that's how it came. And because of that little horse that we never met, hundreds and hundreds of horses have been saved.
All right, so you saved hundreds of horses. That's amazing.
Yep.
Do you just rescue horses, or what else can you rescue?
Well, we were supposed to just rescue horses,
Okay.
but on the tail of horses came some cows and some pigs and some goats and some chickens and still more dogs and cats. Always more dogs and cats. But all kind of farm animals, and recently we even got a camel.
A camel?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, his name's Franklin.
Franklin the camel. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do with all these animals once you rescued them?
Oh, well, it all depends. A lot of them are in terrible, terrible shape, which is how they come to us. So a lot of them stay in sanctuary status for the rest of their life.
Okay.
But if some are eligible to be adopted, we try to find the right homes. It's not the easiest thing in the world to find someone, to take on such a large financial commitment each year. So we try to get as many as we can adopted.
All right. And so you offer programs for veterans too, right?
We do.
All right. And what kind of programs do you offer?
Well, our niche or my personal niche. I'm a veteran, a combat veteran. I also suffer from post-traumatic stress. So we cater to veterans who have post-traumatic stress or anxiety and those type of things. Try to offer programs that are not on the map, unofficial, so veterans aren't afraid to come to us.
All right. That's great. Are veterans the only ones you help with the therapy?
No, they're not. But it was designed, the program was designed when I first sat down and thought about it to service veterans and first responders like police officers, firefighters, EMTs.
Yeah.
At the beginning with post-traumatic stress. But things didn't work that way. We initially didn't get many veterans at all. But what I did get was I started to get a lot of women and young ladies who had suffered trauma in their past, and they were calling for help. So I didn't say no. So we included them, and I found that I really haven't said no to anybody who's called us in the last 9 years if they needed some type of help or therapy with our animals. Our animals are counselors, not us.
Okay.
And they go out and they commune with the animals, and the animals do their work.
All right. Can people ride them?
We have some. We're not a riding program like some of the veterans programs where they take them on long, walks through the woods, which are incredible. Maybe one day we'll get to that, but a lot of our horses are disabled, are old, or have been abused and neglected. But so we're not necessarily, but we do have some that are rideable, and we do have some people who occasionally ride.
All right. And if somebody out there wants to volunteer, I mean, Baby Girl Horse Rescue and Veteran Therapy Ranch sounds like an amazing place to go volunteer. Do you accept volunteers? And if so, what are the requirements?
Absolutely. I really have no requirements. You can be in a wheelchair and come out, and I will make arrangements for you to sit with horses quietly and brush them. It doesn't matter any disabilities or anything like that. Take everybody, and of course we need a lot. We have a lot of horses, and they're big.
All right, great. Yeah, horses can get very big, and but they're a lot of fun to be around, and that's kind of the reason why you're doing this, which is amazing. Now, when did you start Baby Girl Horse Rescue and Veteran Therapy Ranch?
It was about almost 9 years ago where we actually broke off and created a different division of our SPCA at the time to just do farm animals and horses. So it's been about 9 years. Well, I've been in the rescue business for quite a while.
Okay. And so that's what made you start. You love horses
right.
And
I didn't know a thing about horses. I actually don't know too much about them now either, but I have people who do.
Okay. Well, that's good that you got the people that do know about it. That's awesome. So lately, the economy's not doing so well, and I'm sure it's affected your organization, right? How has it done so?
Well, I think one of the biggest negative effects that it had on us is the other organizations around us going down. So we were struggling, and we still are. We struggle every day. But when the smaller organizations started to close down, they needed places for their animals, and they needed food, and they needed help with medicine. So, of course, we helped them, and we still do. And that took a toll on us also by trying to help them either transition into, going away with their animals or keeping their animals alive. But every day is a challenge to us, and prices in the country have skyrocketed. Mm-hmm. Feed has more than doubled, animal feed, horse feed, just in the last 2 years. So we're just taking punch after punch, but we're still standing. Sometimes wobbly, but still standing.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're still standing on all fours, as it were. Is that your biggest issue? Your biggest challenge is the price of food?
And donations to buy things like hay, because we have. Surprisingly, shockingly, our horses at our Titan Ranch eat over 2,000 pounds a day.
Wow.
And when I say that, people look at me like, are you serious? Yeah, 2,000 pounds a day. Because I don't know if I said this earlier, but the majority of the Titan horses are big horses. They're, the Budweiser, Clydesdales.
Right.
Well, many of our horses are bigger than them.
Wow.
They're Belgian drafts, Percherons, and Clydesdales. So they're huge horses, so they consume lots and lots of hay. So our biggest challenge is trying to think of different, fundraising ideas to get more money in.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally a ton of hay that they're eating every day.
It is.
That's incredible. What are your future goals for Baby Girl Horse Rescue and Veteran Therapy Ranch?
That's a difficult question. We are one of the only emergency response organizations. So our policy is to whatever the telephone brings us each day. What call do we get each day to survive to the next day? And working on the side a little bit, trying to build infrastructure, for the future. But our future is usually the next day, surviving the next day. Who's going to call for help, or what situation are we going to encounter? I'd like to have, a big, huge savings account one day, but right now that's just not possible.
Yeah.
So it's been 9 years of fighting, and hopefully we'll get that big snowball to the top of the hill where it starts to roll down, but not yet.
Well, I hope so. I hope so, Van. For the general public, you said you don't say no. Are there any specific services that you do to help the general public?
Yeah.
Not just the PTSD and
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we on a daily basis we provide food for people's pets because they can't afford it. But when I say pets, I mean horses, dogs. I mean gerbils. But on the other hand, when we delve into that, it's almost impossible for us to drop off a bag of, say, horse food and there are hungry children there. So we also provide food and assistance for families to survive, period. Christmas time, we always take on numerous families, and especially the holidays. Back to school, we try to give clothes and stuff. Basically, my phone is on 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I tell people, if you're wondering if we help in this capacity, just call and find out.
And it sounds like you probably do.
Yeah, we try our best. It's because the people who follow us, if I call and say, there's a family who has no refrigerator, well, usually within a day or two, someone has called me with a refrigerator.
Okay. Very good. And how can people help Baby Girl Horse Rescue?
One, come out and visit us.
Okay.
At least that. Come out and visit us.
And where are you located?
We're in Fellsmere.
All right.
On a dirt road in the back of Fellsmere, in the orange groves. Come out and visit us, or go visit our Facebook page, and it's exactly like you said, Baby Girl Horse Rescue Ranch. And donate. We have numerous buttons. We can make a donation possible any way you want. We can come pick it up. You can come bring it to us, or you can just do it through PayPal or Venmo or something like that.
All right, very good. Good on their Facebook page. Their Venmo is Baby Girl Horse, and donate any way you can. They really could use your help. Van DeMars, Baby Girl Horse Rescue, and Veteran Therapy Ranch, thank you very much for joining us today.
That was my pleasure.
All right. And thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. Until next time, everybody, take care.